Hi everyone, and welcome back to one of our Fix Your Form videos where we go over the top 3 common mistakes in a form. This one is about bow Chung. So bow Chung is our high orange belt form, and by now a student has trained for over 6 months here at CDK, and they're getting a lot better at their moves. And then bow Chung comes along, and it's not too tricky of a form to learn. So if you have learned the full form, this video is for you, so you can make sure there's certain specific parts to work on. If you have not learned the full form, please go back to the bow Chung tutorial to learn all the directions first. Over the first most common mistake that we see in bow Chung, and it's actually the very first move. For some reason, on the very first move, because perhaps they were thinking about sliding back so early, the front stance in bow Chung starts to get thinner, which is incorrect. So I'm gonna face this way just to show this. From Junbi position, when we do our bow Chung, we do a down block reverse punch, and it should be nice and wide here before we slide back to the next side. But this move right here is very common for students to go back to a very small stance again, even though we didn't see that at low orange belt. Sometimes we feel it has to do with wanting to get to the next side very quickly because this form does move a little faster. So the first tip, make sure you're doing a nice wide stance on all your down block. Mistake number 2 to watch out for has to do with the middle part of the form where we're in our side blocks. So let's say I'm facing this way and I did my punch Kia. I slide in, I turn side block, and I'm here. Okay, the next part of the form is a front kick and then a punch. It is on the same side of the body. The first most common mistake we have to be careful of in this area is front kicking off to the side. Because we know we have to land in a front stance to the side, sometimes the student will kick over there to make the landing easier. So it'll look like this. Instead, what they have to do is kick right in front of them at the solar plex, then put their foot to the side for the punch. Now, the third final mistake to watch out for in bow Chung is actually still right here. It is the punch after the kick. Your arm that's chambered to your hip on the side block has a lot of movement to do. I'm gonna perform this slowly this way. So I'm about to do my front kick punch that way, and my arm comes up, chamber up to the sky, so that I can go push down for the front kick. Then, as my front kick finishes, it has to rush to my belt so that I can push forward with a normal, regular punch midsection. That is a lot of arm movement. In full speed, it looks like this. So my arm has to go down, chamber, punch, right? Down, chamber, punch. Right, and of course the punch should be right there midsection. I'll show it one more time this way. Okay, and so there you have it. Make sure your down blocks are all nice and wide stances. Make sure that your kick is also midsection, and when you land that nice wide front stance, make sure your arm is chambering before the landing of the punch. Those are your top 3 moves to watch out for on bow Chung.